The Bible is falling. I tell you, a goal of mine is for me and you. I would love nothing more than if me and you got to call one baseball game.
Oh, man.
At any level. Like, I just want to call a game.
That sounds fun.
Put this out there to any minor league, major league team. I think we should call a game.
I think we should maybe start by just being, like Nate, like be the sideshow.
Oh, our buddy Nate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. If we start by being the sideshow, then maybe we work our way up, and they'll be like, "Oh my gosh, these guys know too much about baseball."
You know what I would
put them in the booth.
Great. They should do this because our buddy Nate has a job. If you're in at this point, our producer Rob will decide if you're here.
Are we recording?
We have been the whole time.
Gosh. Our
buddy Nate is the in-game host for the Rays. I believe still is. I haven't seen if he's doing it this season.
Yeah, I have. I was there, yeah.
He does a great job. He worked his way up from the minors. I think that job should be rotational. I think you should have like...
Because you want his spot?
No. Because even... Well, I don't want to put it... I just think if you had like 4 people that had like 20 games each, because it's a part-time job. It's not a full-time job.
Yeah.
And that 4 people doing 20 games is like not that big. One person doing 80 games is a lot of games.
Then we're talking 81 games plus playoffs.
That's right. Hopefully. Fingers crossed. The boys look good. Welcome to the podcast, everybody. I'm Anthony, and that's Tim, future baseball commentators.
Hey, the batter up. Is that what they say? Is that what they do?
You aim with the batter up.
I think I'd be an umpire.
I want to be in the... What's your... give me your strike call.
I can't demonstrate so big with this microphone in front of me.
I'm just looking for a strike. I'm not looking for the strike out.
Oh.
Yeah. That was... That was pretty good. I like that one.
What do you got?
I would go, sorry, it's a strike. I hate that for you.
You would apologize. But the pitcher...
I mean, you did good, but everyone's feeling should be considered here.
I think you would probably also go, I don't know, what do you think?
Let me take a poll of the audience. Give me, if you thought it was a strike.
You'd ask the batter, excuse me, I don't know, I think I blinked.
On 3, we're all going to say whether we thought it was a ball or strike. You guys always, one of you, the batter always says ball.
Weird.
Welcome to the podcast. This is a segment called Christian Movie Club. Christian Movie Club. And that's because it's a sandwich with an extra piece of bread in the middle. Just kidding. Different kind of club. Little two words. Same meaning. This is a segment of the podcast where we review a Christian movie and we come together here and talk about it. Today's Christian movie, it's summertime, which means there will be students all over the country that will be going...
Getting their freak on.
Getting their Jesus freak on.
That's right.
I was actually really teeing this up to be about summer camp, and it really wasn't about summer camp.
Not at all about summer camp.
I thought it was going to be.
Missionary summer camp.
Yeah, it was like a mission trip, summer mission trip.
Yeah.
But I don't want to give away too much. We haven't even done the spoiler alert yet. For those of you that are new to the segment, Tim and I have both separately consumed this movie, and we're coming together now with you, our closest friends, to discuss it. It's a little process we call, this is a patented process called consume and discuss.
Yeah.
So we've consumed it separately. We're going to discuss it now. I don't know where to really start with all this other than to say, Tim, what do we need to know about the movie Jesus Freaks?
Yeah, it's Jesus Freaks. That's the name of the movie. It's from 2024. It's an hour and 43 minutes runtime. Written and directed by Nina May. You know Nina.
Nina May.
I like to look up a lot of technical things. If you're new to the podcast, I like to see how much money was made, how much money was invested. I want to see who's in it. What are people saying?
Oh yeah.
And as far as I know, it did not make any money. That was not the intended purpose of this film, was to make money. It didn't like get released to box offices. It kind of went straight to like home theater and like YouTube and stuff. Yeah. So I'm sure there's money to be made there.
It seemed pretty at home on YouTube.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it was...
the new straight to DVD is straight to YouTube.
Some of these we watch and you're like, I don't think this is supposed to be on YouTube. But this one you're like, oh, this one's
Yeah.
This is me nestling in. This is what this movie did.
You bought, not to sidetrack, but you bought the YouTube Premium or whatever. Did you get the ads all throughout it?
Bought is a funny word, but
free trial. You're gonna return it. Yeah.
YouTube Premium.
Did you have ads all
no
throughout?
ads.
I had about 800 ads throughout this whole film, and they were all on like AI and workflow. And anyway, it didn't take away from my movie going experience. Dude, I was able to separate the two things.
Not for nothing, but it's top of mind. I was just in San Francisco on our family vacation, and like, they're like, do you have AI? Do you have AI for your work? Do you have AI for your girl? Do you have AI for your AI? Does your AI's AI have AI? Have you AI'd your AI's AI? Like, every billboard is like, do you have enough AI? Did you check? Do you have AI in your pocket right now? Do you have AI? Is AI in the room with us? Mm-hmm. Every single ad in San Francisco has been
How agentic are you?
Just like, please, something for Dawn dish soap, please. All AI.
It's all AI.
AI's doing the dishes now.
Honestly, AI is kind of doing a lot of the ads too, from my experience. That's a true story. This film that we're talking about today stars Ashley Hibbs as Joni, and she has been in nothing else. Quite literally nothing else. Okay. Although quite the star. She was in nothing else.
I'm ready to
Braden Sorbo as Josh, and yes, that is the son of Kevin Sorbo, the Kevin Sorbo. But recently, he didn't just get this movie because he's Kevin Sorbo's son.
No.
He was recently in Pickleball Pete and in Left Behind, Rise of the Antichrist. And I know, go from one to the other. You're on the same set. You might as well knock the filming out for that one. He was also in a movie called Bernie the Dolphin, which I feel like
a range.
I know.
What a range.
He does have range.
Pickleball Pete, Bernie the Dolphin, Left Behind, the Rise of the Antichrist.
He kind of reminded me of Joe Burrows a little bit.
Literally had it in my notes.
Did you? No way.
Yeah.
Okay. Film also stars Kevin Sorbo, his dad, as adult Josh, which makes sense. He is best known as TV's Hercules and in God's Not Dead. He is also, you'll be surprised, in Pickleball Pete, and in Left Behind, Rise of the Antichrist, and in Bernie the Dolphin. But he was in both 1 and 2, and poor Braden was left out of number 2. So.
Wow, he was left behind in Bernie the Dolphin 1.
Kevin Sorbo also played the mayor in a movie called Piranha Sharks, and he's in Revelation Road, The Black Rider, which we have yet to see. And you also may remember him as from Soul Surfer. Just another. Have you ever seen it?
Yeah.
Okay. We probably should review it here. It's kind of Christian.
Bethany
Hamilton. Yeah. Sam Sorbo as adult Joni. That's Kevin's wife. She was also in Bernie the Dolphin, but she's had other things. She was in Jag and Chicago Hope and all those.
Right on.
Corey Grewell as Pastor Bart Pharisee, and he's not been in anything else. He was the kind of mean pastor.
That character's last name.
It's Hart Pharisee. Yeah, no, and I get it. I got it
subtle.
now. I just got it.
So subtle.
Because you never hear his last name in the movie.
No. A little production note.
And then the guy who plays Alex, his IMDb says his name is Czar, C-S-A-R. That's it. No last name. I know. I don't get it, but that's all right. Czar was Alex, also not in anything else. And then Michael J. Patterson as the fisherman. And I'm picking random folks. Like the list in IMDb is not great as far as like organization. I know you're going to be shocked. And I thought the fisherman was D.L. Hughley at first, if you remember. But this guy is his own actor. He was in The Forge. He was in Amazing Gracie and Heaven Sent. And he was also in an uncredited role as a District 11 citizen in Hunger Games Part 2.
Wow.
Yeah. That's how the lengths. I go through great lengths to find this stuff.
You really do.
Make sure I hit everyone.
You really, truly do. Mm-hmm. I'm going to throw in just a little production note in here if I can.
Yeah.
Nita May, director. Mm-hmm. This was she wrote and directed, and this is based on her story.
Oh, okay.
So I like to do this little disclaimer. It feels as good here as it does anywhere else. that we consumed this movie with Joni and Josh, etc., etc. We're going to be discussing the characters, Joni and Josh, as portrayed in the movie. Mm-hmm. Anytime you make a movie or tell a story, really, even to your friends around a dinner table, you're adjusting the story, you're tweaking it. It's different. This is not about the real people, Joni and Josh. Josh is featured at the very end of this movie, sharing a little bit of some of his personal testimony. You can check that out if you watch the movie. But what we are discussing here today, if we say we like this, we didn't like this, we like they do this, these aren't the real people. These are the characters in the movie. Understand they're based on a real person, but again, we don't hold the real people responsible for the behavior of the decisions that were made that had to be cut for time and yada yada. But,
even though one was the director,
right? There was a lot of control over, creative control over the telling of her story. But yeah, so that was a little background on Jesus Freaks. What do we need from reviews, maybe, Tom?
Yeah, we can do that.
No, sorry. Can we do summary first?
Yeah,
Okay,
that's fine.
Let's do summary first.
So IMDb's synopsis is a woman's story of love and redemption during the Christian youth revolution that swept across America in the 1970s.
Yeah.
That's it.
There you go.
Simple.
All right, now give us, this is for context for our friends here. We like to do some reviews so you get a sense of other people that have watched it. How did they feel?
Yeah.
You always do a great job, I think, of getting a scatter shot.
Yeah. Well, there were only 4 reviews. So we have a whole lot to choose from.
All right.
But I did try to be pretty even keeled with this, or even handed. Faith, 6 out of 10. Faith and Knowing Him is the title of that one, of that review. The script is well written with an emphasis on the story and not just his story. So through the young woman, we learn what it may be like to accept Jesus as Savior. Then she gets to know him and receive the Holy Spirit. Okay. Next review, 8 out of 10. The Word of God is like an itty bitty seed. I read the other reviews. Assume
all of them.
All 3 of them. Technically, there were some glitches, but since I wasn't on the production team, I don't know what went on or why they did it. However, that's not what I'm writing about. It's the moving of the Holy Spirit. I've seen too many miracles to deny the power of the Holy Spirit, but that's another adventure.
Ooh.
I know. I want to see the movie they make. And then finally,
want to follow up to that comment and just let them in on this internet secret. You don't have to know what you're talking about at all to comment on it.
No.
We're in fact big practicers of this.
And they've seen too many miracles. I want to know more about all these miracles this one person has seen. Last one, 1 out of 10, poor content, hard to follow, poorly written, and didn't really align with biblical basis of Christian faith. Whatever that means. I feel like the story is trying to push the charismatic Pentecostal movement. Total Benny Hinn vibes from writer's perspective. That's just my opinion. Believe it or not, we already knew that was just your opinion. But thank you for clarifying that.
Yours, Matt Sadducee.
Sadducee me go. That's again. I left one out. So
and those are the tough decisions again that Tim makes.
I do that for you.
You guys, the listeners of this podcast. Okay, so now you have a full context. Jesus Freaks released in 2025. I do think I forgot to say that. 2024. Excuse me.
I said it.
So it's kind of a newer movie. Hour 40 something runtime. Available for free on YouTube, as we mentioned. We'll put the link in the show notes. I'm going to do a little bit of a more thorough summary to cover the happenings of this movie. If you would like, there will be a lot of spoilers in that and heretofore in our conversation as we discuss what we've consumed. So if you'd like to watch this movie with no spoilers, you can go now to the show notes, click the link. And I'm really trying not to say too much before we start unpacking it. But you can go check it out for free on YouTube. It's in the link right now. I'll give you a minute to make that choice, or you can just keep rocking with us, and I'll tell you a little bit more of the stories so you can keep up with our conversation. All right, let's continue. Here's a more thorough synopsis of the movie, Jesus Freaks. Joni is a rifle-shooting, bike-riding, cheerleading college student with the world at her fingertips. Her boyfriend is just Josh. Joni experiences the baptism of the Holy Spirit and, equipped with a fresh outpouring of spiritual gifts, makes a radical decision to forego her law school scholarship / basic training army invitation and instead takes a summer internship at a church. Josh has to borrow his friend's car to visit her. Joni butts heads with the pastor of the church, Bart, whose dream of being a cruise ship activity coordinator has started to cloud his ministry approach. While Joni seeks to spark the flame of spiritual seekers with prayer groups and Bible study, Bart can't help but wonder how these new gatherings will impact the youth's preparation for their upcoming ping pong competition with the Methodists. Meanwhile, Josh refuses to button his shirt. Joni sparks a movement of God in the town so transformational that the church triples in size. Bart, who feels his authority has been undermined, schemes with church leaders to distract Joni from the spiritual revolution springing up around her. This conflict ends in a board meeting so rife with conflict that a nearby giant is awakened from his slumber, rips the steeple off the church, and smashes it into the roof. Or at least I assume. Josh was late to this meeting, so he walked around the church until it was over. All's well that ends well, as Joni and Josh get married and start a thriving commercial real estate company that specializes in building homes with features that will only make sense in the event of a Left Behind style tribulation. Jesus freaks.
Well done. This is my favorite part of any podcast we do.
There was no man with a tattoo on his belly that wiggled around like marmalade jelly. No. I will tell you that now. If you're going in looking for that, you're not going to find it. Okay, Tim, let's get into it. What was something that was shocking to you?
The something just generally shocking. There were a couple. There was one moment that was really shocking, but overall, just I said the choices.
The choices.
Just the choices. And the weird, like this weird vibe with all these kids.
Yeah.
Like they're all just in a perpetual conversation. So when we go back in time. So the movie starts and they're in real time. They're like modern day, and then we got adult Josh and adult Joni.
Right.
And they walk into the old church that they were at before, where all this all went down. But then they go back in time to how they met and where they were in high school or college or whatever it was they were in, and then. But it's just a bunch of kids just kind of always talking, and everybody knows everybody.
Yeah.
And all the same people are at the same different locations. And it felt like a kind of like a Saved by the Bell episode or something.
Yeah.
And in the first 5 minutes, you've got like 100 characters already introduced.
Yeah.
And then Joni does a cartwheel to prove that she's peaceful. What? What choices? And she's like, see, I did it. I'm wearing army pants, kind of. What are we doing?
Why do you have to wear army fatigues? I gotta say, this was one of my things here for most shocking was like, is this an army school?
Right?
Is it a law school? Is it a Christian school?
No.
And then I did some digging. Actually, I did a little bit of research on this and tracked down an interview because I was fascinated. Because they give a name for a college that is a fake name of a college. I don't know if you looked into that. It's not real.
Oh, the Saint whatever. Oh, no, that was the church.
That was the church. Also not a real church.
Well, we are, yeah.
You're telling a story. Why wouldn't you? Anyway, they give a name of a college. I'm like, I wonder where that is. Can't find it. Turns out this all took place at Stetson.
Oh.
It was both shot at Stetson and the story took place at Stetson.
Oh, that makes sense.
So it's like very central Florida. Anyway, the nature of the school, she's in like army fatigues, shooting a rifle.
Mm-hmm. Like a real rifle.
That she carries around campus, around her shoulder.
Uh-huh.
And then she's offered a law school, which then I was like, okay, Stetson, that tracks. But the movie starts with them watching a movie about Tyndale publishing the Bible.
Right.
So I was like, where am I right now?
Yeah.
What is the nature of this school?
Right. Everything was confusing. What a general weird vibe. Yeah.
The thing that was shocking to me, I alluded to at the beginning, another like huge table setting moment at the beginning is this photo that is really talked about where the steeple of a church looks like it was ripped off and shoved into the roof of the church.
Uh-huh.
And that is, by all of my movie watching sense, the conclusion to which this story was going to go, and we never addressed it again.
No, they were there to help fix it or something as general contractors of commercial buildings who are building their own home. Like, what do you...
Right.
The choices.
The choice... We never came back to why that steeple was ripped off
and stabbed into the church.
They even... You're going to think I'm making this up. They even go like, it looks, a character, not me, a character says out loud, it looks like God ripped it off and shoved it back into the roof. Nope, never came back to it. I don't know what happened. That was shocking to me though, because I was curious to see. Give me a character you want to see less of.
Very easily, Alex, the initial boyfriend.
First boyfriend.
And also, like, what I couldn't figure. Again, the choices. Were they dating? You never figured out when a couple was dating or when they weren't dating anymore.
Yeah.
When he was with another girl, like how much time has elapsed in between? Like they break up, and then that afternoon he's calling her baby again, and like swooping in and sitting in her chair. And, but he was just obnoxious. I would not be friends with him.
See if you track with me on this. When I was thinking of him, I was thinking there's an improv game we used to play called Party Quirks, where you get like one attribute. And it was like they sent him into a scene and said, you're associated with a frat and you date that girl. Go. And everything he said was like, hey, baby, let's date. Oh, gotta go to my frat. That was the only thing he had to offer.
Yeah.
Gotta go. Got a frat meeting. Got a frat party.
I'm going to go make out with that girl because I'm in a frat.
Because frat. But you're my girlfriend, but I'm in a frat. Okay, did you know what my character was? We did.
Yeah.
You dated the girl and you were in the frat. And also a real problem. I'm just so sick of the media portraying long, dark-haired Italians as unfaithful lovers, okay? That is
Stallions,
a stereotype, and I'm tired of it. I don't know what was going on with him personally. Maybe he had his own growth to go through, but I'm just tired of it. I'm bald, so nobody ever factors me into that at all. Character I wanted to see less of was Josh. He did look like Joe Burrow, which is in my notes. Gave me Joe Burrow vibes. I just wanted kind of him to match Joni's energy even a little bit.
Yeah.
A couple of moments with him, and I do think this was a classic case. If you listen to the pod, we get into this sometime, of writing. I don't know that it was like his delivery that I was really struggling with. I thought the kid looked pretty natural on screen, but there were some scenes. So he has this Bible test where he's asking God for the truth, and he's like, maybe other religions are true, and then he lays out these books. And the Bible is sort of like a looser, flimsier cover, and the other ones are hardcover books. And then, wouldn't you know it, a breeze comes by,
Weird.
And the looser cover floats to the top. I was like, oh, come on. I mean, this is tough. Another point, he's not really nice to Joni at one point, and then they don't talk for a period of time. To your point, you're like, are they broken up or what? Then he comes back and he's like, hey, sorry, I haven't been talking to you. He doesn't apologize. She's like, yeah, I would love some closure. And he's like, oh, yeah, from that other pastor who was a jerk to you. And I'm watching the movie going like, well, I think from you too, because you didn't really end this very well. Josh was this is a loose, I'm not super against him, but that would have been the one character I could see less of.
I'm not, that doesn't hurt my feelings at all. Like when he comes in and he wears his big demonstration after she says, hey, you know what? All you guys are kind of the same. You all dress the same in your non-conformity. You're just all doing the same thing. So it's kind of conformist, which was a viewpoint I held a long time ago. I came to that conclusion a very long time ago. I really like that take.
Yeah.
So he goes, well, I'm just going to wear some sort of hippie 70s, silky whatever, show up at her window and go, hey, see, look. I changed, and then he never wears that again. He didn't change anything. He just shows up in a different outfit, and then what are we doing, Josh?
To say that I also think Josh was the only character. Everybody was very modern 70s. Like when somebody today is like, it's 70s night, and you're doing it really low key,
right? And
you're like, it's technically got a tie dye element. That was the look of everyone else. And then with Josh, they were raided Kevin Sorbo's 70s closet. These were authentic 70s shirts, not buttoned, which was just these are two vibes. One of you's going to what someone really might have worn in the 70s. One of you's doing a little style shift.
Yeah.
I did feel for Josh in some scenes. I'm looking at everyone oh man, costuming. We got to help him. Give me a character you want to see more of.
I did have a couple. But I think my favorite guy was Matt, like the Jesus guy.
Yeah.
Like so likable, so fun.
great.
He reminded me of another character, and I still can't think of what he's from or what he's in or what certainly what his name is. But he's like sort of this really lovable, just really likable, really intense but very sweet, likable character.
Yeah.
I liked him a lot. I would see more of him.
Great. Yeah, big fan. I had two. One that I want to see more of, I thought it was kind of a character in its own right, was the art that they generated to fill the rooms, the wall space.
The 70s art?
The 70s art. Big fan. I like movie making, and I like when you go into a scene and you're like, the walls can't be bare. We don't have the budget for like authentic 70s stuff, so they made some posters. One scene they made like a and they may have even like framed green and just green screened. I'm not going to speak to that. It definitely could have been that. One they had like a campaign poster that they just got me like 5 times. I was such a fan. And then my second one, I could have done. This interaction starts kind of halfway through the movie, but Pastor Bart and Joni's Tom and Jerry routine, I could have done another hour. But you're supposed to be doing the ping pong tournament. But Pastor Bart, the kids want to do prayer group. I'm ping pong. Just running around. It was so good. Bart was so impossible to relate to.
Right, just obvious.
Point.
Yeah.
And Joni's like doing this very obviously good thing. And he's like, I thought there was a basketball tournament going on. I don't know why I just became Mickey Mouse. But I loved it. Joni was like, I was going to do the basketball, but everybody wants to pray.
Right. Even the kids showing up going, we were going to pray. But we were just having so much fun praying.
Put those Bibles down and do a water balloon fight right now. Or so help me. I'm sending everyone home.
Okay, Pastor.
I love it.
Yeah.
I want a whole show based on somebody so committed to pre-planned activities and then someone else who's like actually got a thing going on that's good.
Yeah. My alternate for that was the D.L. Hughley lookalike, the fisherman.
Yeah.
Was he an angel? Was he a demon? We don't even know.
Big time.
But he was.
What's your thought?
I think he was I think they're going to say he was an angel.
They did in the credits.
Did they?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
I had him as demon because of
I
the
did
snakes.
at first.
He
with
lifts up a bunch of snakes.
Yeah, but he is like because of what happens to her story. She doesn't go through the river. She goes around, and it takes longer. Everything led to like another thing. Everything had a reason.
Yeah.
Which I love stories like that.
Yeah.
So I did. But I liked him. The way he just delivered everything. He was exactly who he needed to be. He just crushed it.
I thought there was a great point to be made about both interpretations because, you could certainly say he protected them from going into a river full of alligators and water moccasins. Mm-hmm. You could also say he was like a spooky guy who held up a bunch of poisonous snakes with his bare hands for some reason. And then the other angels were all one guy. So I thought, oh, well, that must mean the other guys.
But the elf.
But choices. You know what I mean?
Choices.
Yeah, he was very good. Mm-hmm. Give me a character that reminded you of me.
He didn't have a big role, but the construction guy at the very end, who in the most monotone voice when they're looking over the plans.
Love this guy.
And he goes, yeah, this part's got to be done right. If it's not done right, you have a lot of problems. Oh, okay. I thought that's kind of the whole point of making plans, where like if something goes wrong, then you're gonna have. But the way he chimed in, like on this subject matter, and then Kevin Sorbo, adult Josh is like, oh yeah, I guess you're right.
Good point. It's funny because that is very real to my life right now, and that's what I feel like I add, and I feel like everybody goes, they're like. Good point. Let's make sure we do that part right, and then we'll be good.
Because you said it, we're going to make sure the plumbing doesn't leak.
He pointed that out.
That's why you're the boss.
That's why you get a gold sticker, everybody. They send me back inside. Start making fun of me. A character that reminded me of you, maybe the opposite in some senses. It was the guy who played. There were so many characters.
Yeah.
This guy played the janitor at the church. And he greeted Joni initially, and he brought her to the house. He just was like I would say maybe the most normal person operating at that church. Mm-hmm. I think because you have done facilities in the past, he's juggling a lot of projects. I also thought to myself, she is tasked with painting a bunch of small chairs, which was ridiculous. But also we're neglecting that this guy was tasked with painting all these small chairs before her. And has it all set up, and is like, yeah, this job stinks. I'm really glad I get some help finally. Can you take care of this? And everybody's like, oh, can you believe she's got to go do that schmuck job? She's so much better than that. Mm-hmm. There's a guy doing that job who's like doing his best, and he's trying to help everybody, and he's wearing a million hats, and yet it's like anyway, you're doing the hard things, and you're helping everybody move forward.
Thanks, Ant.
That's what I had for you.
That's great. I couldn't get over, again, the choices. Painting chairs? Are we really painting chairs? Who paints chairs? We're not painting chairs to then sit on. Like, they're plastic chairs. They're the little, like, toy kids' chairs. You don't repaint them.
You would never repaint them.
No. And then people, like, as she's painting them, she gets, like, the host parents or whatever that she's at, they sit down in the chairs to talk to her about, like, what's going on. You would never sit down in the chairs that somebody just got done painting. This is the dumbest.
True. I didn't even think about that.
Which we'll get to that in my low points. My alternate, by the way, for a character like you was it was a little obvious because it was Debbie because she's Jewish.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
And you got that.
Yes.
Kind of.
That felt like home to me.
But I did really like her, though, as a character. That was the other thing.
I thought she was really good.
Yeah.
Again, confusing a little. I don't know where she stands on. I don't know a lot about her as a character, but I liked her.
She's good friends with Joni.
It was actually a great sequence where these like two kind of like henchmen from the church show up, and she's talking to Joni, and they're like, "We need to talk to you, Joni." And she's like, "No, you don't. We were in the middle of a conversation, so you can go ahead and back up." And the henchmen are like, "Oh, okay." And they back up, and then she does this very nice thing. She gives her friend a necklace, and it's a great friend. Then they come back, and she's talking to Josh, and the henchmen are like, "We need to talk to Joni," and Josh is like, "Oh yeah, go ahead."
Well, because they said alone, and he's like, okay.
Debbie.
Yeah, Debbie's
my
a
Jewish sister,
strong character,
strong friend, standing in there. Loved it. Give me a low point.
I can give you a couple. Okay. To me, it was like the very noticeable flaws, like the production errors everywhere. Again,
yeah, what do you have for that?
Kind of like the seating on the chair, but like, okay, and Eddie in 1972. Is wearing a YMCA shirt with the updated YMCA logo from the 2010s. Like, that's an easy one for me because I used to work for the Y. But like, that's clear. That's a clear, like, just don't wear a shirt with a logo on it. Right. Especially if the company kind of doesn't even exist at that point. Like, he's got a YMCA shirt on.
Right.
Which was popular in the 70s, but not with that logo. Right. You jumped into the future. Debbie's bent tire on her bike. Did you notice that? As she approaches the demon angel in the river, like this bike tire that she's walking up, which by the way, nobody in the whole film rode a bike. They had bikes all over the place.
Talked about it.
Literally no one rode one. But this bike has the most obvious like bend in the tire itself, in the rim of the tire. You're like that thing, you couldn't push that thing 10 feet. And here she is like pretending that she rode 10 miles on it.
40, I think. I think they had to go 40 miles.
Right. And then like the green screen stuff, like these are all, I'm going to call those technical. It started with the green screen for me, but then like every bit of these like other technical omissions and errors, like that was enough. Green screen by the lake again, green screen at the gas station, them riding in the truck with Buddy the Elf Angel, and I don't even think he had a steering wheel. I didn't go back to check.
70s.
They did. I don't think he was even using a steering wheel to drive the car. Like, he's sitting there just talking with him.
Yeah.
He's in the front seat on the left-hand side.
I did feel like, I have to just correct one thing you just did. Buddy never turned to look at them. And I think he was following an instruction, because the way green screening works is you have, when you're doing it on the cheap, which I'm going to make a leap and say they were probably doing, you have like, you have this green thing, like a bright green that you don't want anywhere else in the scene, and then you key that color out and you replace it with something. Now, obviously, there's a very, very high-tech way to do this if you've seen any behind the scenes of like the Avengers movies or, you know, The Mandalorian, and there's like, they've gotten very sophisticated. But if you're doing it on the cheap, it's a flat green screen. Now, if you're looking at me, you can see kind of the outlines. If I turn, my nose becomes a problem because it can kind of make for like a weirder edge. And so I think I really had this whole like lore built in my head. I think Buddy was very worried about turning his head because the whole scene, he would not look at them while they were talking. He was facing forward. And then even when they got to the lake, he was like, they're talking to him and he's like, and he won't move his head. And I was thinking, like, why would he do that? And then I was like, oh, it was probably like a green screen. No.
But in the car, though, like that wasn't a green screen, I don't think.
I don't
but
think
they
it
had
was.
they had a set again. He had no steering wheel though that I could see. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I just missed it. But it was either he was driving like this. Tough. It was bad. Oh yeah, the last one I had was when they're at like the brunch party afterward or whatever, like after the service, and then the mom that's kind of hosting the party goes, "Oh my stars! I have to add more water to the stew," which is the real line. Oh my stars, I have to add more water to the stew. Yeah. But she's folding laundry while she's doing this. As she's like, I got to call, who's she calling? The dad or somebody?
The pastor's wife.
Yeah, so she's calling the pastor's wife for bread or something. Picks up the phone it's a corded phone that's sitting on top of the towels. Yeah. It's just sitting there. That's not where a phone goes. Even in the 70s. Like, that's not...
Phones, in the 70s, you had... If you didn't have a phone on your towels...
Like, it's on the stack of towels that she just folded. So she folded the towels, grabbed the phone, then had a conversation, and then just picked up the phone that's not plugged into anything.
She also went to go on the phone and realized it was on the thing. I don't know if you noticed that.
No, I didn't pick up on that.
She went down here to dial. It was great.
Yeah, those kind of things, like, those kill me.
Okay, I have a couple I will also go through. One, this movie does in fact end in the tribulation. That's not a joke. And I don't even know that it's a low point so much as I thought, whoa.
That was almost my most shocking moment.
There.
Right.
We got all the way from the 70s to the tribulation. Mm-hmm. And the time gap was like sometime in the not so distant future.
Right, the near
it was like
future.
A little tease. Which that was wild to me. I'll give my other little note. And I'm trying to figure out how best to word this. There's like, this movie kind of anchors on a rivalry or a tension between what you might call like charismatic or Pentecostalism and evangelicalism, which my only note on this and why I say it's a low point, I thought it was really fine for this movie. But I just in general feel like that rivalry is just really flat. And I'm going to use a baseball analogy here. It's like the Rays and the Blue Jays. Are we right? We're in the same division. Technically, I guess we're rivals. Really, I mean, honestly, the Rays and anybody. Do we like the Yankees? No. Does anyone care that we're not? No. So this one, I'm like, listen, Protestants and Catholics, that's actually like a long-running thing. There are groups that like, there's long-running actual rivalry. And this one where you're like, you guys believe in the Bible? Yeah, you guys believe in Jesus? Yeah, you guys, one of us raises our hands more when we sing. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't. Guys.
We're good with snakes.
There's nothing here.
I keep my snakes at home.
You're so dang similar. Like, there's just nothing here.
Yeah.
That's one of my notes. My last one was a dialogue exchange. We do a flashback to Joni as a kid because there wasn't enough story happening. And she's in this little, like, youth nursery situation at church, and the youth nursery worker says, "Hey, next week is bring your dad to church day," or something. Maybe it was preschool. It's like, bring your dad. So bring dad 10 a.m. tomorrow. Little Joni says, "Teacher, I don't has a dad. I don't has a dad." And the teacher goes, "Oh, Joni, remember we talked about this last week." Which, first of all, was like, she came in real hot, like just from the start, based on the dialogue. But she's like, remember we talked about this last week? Remember the Lord's Prayer we started with? What are the first words? Our Father. So you do have a dad, Joni, in God. And then you have to assume Joni going like, okay, so who do I bring tomorrow for dad show up to again, you didn't solve my actual problem, which is that I need a dad to show up to bring your dad to church day. Yeah. And there was a sweet sentimental moment you just had, but like everybody else is gonna bring you didn't solve my problem for tomorrow, and that was my low point. Yeah. Oh, give me a high point.
My high point that I truly laughed out loud about, because of our experience with churches and event planning and stuff, she's really nervous. Joni's really nervous about giving her testimony at the end in front of a lot of people. Like, she shows up at this church like after a long road trip, and they're like, "Oh, welcome in. You got to talk in front of a bunch of people." And she goes, "Well, how many people?" And they're like, "Oh, it's Sunday afternoon, probably about 200." And so she's like starts to sweat and like she's gonna vomit. Right. And then there are at max 30 people in that room. And I'm like, that's exactly what pastors do. This is, we expect about 800. I think about 800 for the, we got a big youth event. Probably about I don't know why only 75 people showed up. It's weird. It must have been prom or something tonight, but we had a prom alternative. Everybody was saying there was a lot of buzz going on about my prom alternative.
Right.
800 people worth of buzz. Not that kind of buzz. It's a prom alternative after all.
Oh, 100%. How many times I've been in the conversation and say, how many people go to your church? It's like 5,000 or something. And you're like, at Easter 3 years ago. That was the number that you just said. Mm-hmm. We're talking about like a regular Sunday? I don't know what number. I don't know where you got that number.
But just the expectation for that day.
Right.
We're going to have 1 million people here. Oh, really?
No,
12 show up.
It was perfect. And always too, like a guest speaker too. You're always, you're never conservative with the number to the guest person coming in. My high point, and I'm going to start by simply saying, I love this movie so much. I loved everything about this movie. I thought you mentioned the green screen. I loved it. I was just like, it's, to me, it is like a low budget movie making at its finest. I want to take a moment to give flowers to the actress that played Joni. There is no joke in here at all. That she killed it. Mm-hmm. She was so good. Mm-hmm. Her energy was great. This is the most like unbelievable character, and I was just like rocking with it. Like, all right, yeah, she seems like maybe like shades of Leslie Knope, kind of this like positivity all the time, always on to the next thing. Loved it. Everybody's energy, like you said, Saved by the Bell, great. It was like constantly like everything's moving. I literally never knew what was going to happen next. To your choices point, I couldn't guess. I had no expectation of how this would go. You had angels disappearing and reappearing. In the tribulation scene, special forces broke into a meeting where the group of Christians was desperately trying to watch this movie, Jesus Freaks, on DVD. And they said they didn't have a way to watch this DVD. And it was of the movie that we were watching. I love it.
Which went straight to YouTube, by the way.
Came out 2024.
Do we not have
the DVD release?
YouTube in the future?
There was a whole 90-second arc on a racist cafe owner who, this movie was an example of leaving nothing on the cutting room floor and taking every idea, somebody's story, and they're like, oh, I remember this, and I remember this, and I remember this, and I remember this, and you just kept putting it into the movie. And I'm obsessed.
Yeah, that's it. Your description it also reminds me of maybe how you would be at one of those the frozen yogurt places where you can just pile on all the toppings, and you're like, there's not a strategic effort. It's just put everything in, and I want it. Gummy bears, chocolate swirls, caramel, Twizzlers. Yeah. And I need some sort of thoughtfulness in what we're going for. I agree. It felt like nothing was left out.
Nothing. Like this person, I have to imagine to some extent, it's like a person recounting a story and just including every single detail that came to mind. There was like wild, sort of like trippy hallucinations that were happening in rooms. All of it. This was everything I'm describing happened in the same movie. I remember at one point looking at how much movie I had watched, and I was like 40 minutes in, and I'm like, I'm amazed at how much has happened.
Right.
And we are 40 minutes into this movie.
Right.
It was just and they were always, and here's another thing, a movie stickler for me, and we'll get into final reviews. I like show, don't tell. I'm a big believer. Show it, don't tell it. And even if you show it poorly, even if you're just like, she's going to do a cartwheel to prove she's against the war. I don't know how that makes sense, but show it to me. I'm all for it. Just don't talk. Just like, don't have all talking. I'm a happy guy. I loved this movie. I'll do my rating first. I was a 10 out of 5. This is the best bad Christian movie I have ever watched. I loved every second of it. I'm so obsessed. I would, Sorbo family, if you want to make Jesus Freaks 2, I'm in. I'm there. I want to contribute. This movie is magical, and everybody should watch it. What'd you have for final reviews?
Fair enough. I listen. Same notes on the actress who played Joni, young Joni. She was fantastic, and the fact that she's not in anything else is a bummer because she carries the whole film. She is a bright spot of joy this entire time. Like, everything goes wrong. She's like, the kid shows up at her house and is like, hey, come on down. I got to tell you something. She goes, okay, cool. I'll be there. Like, no, nobody acts like that.
No.
Except for the best people in the world. She was really fun. I also thought they did a pretty good job of, so a lot of these films, a lot of these low budget ones will like everything just feels so stale, and so we are having our conversation. Like you said, the show don't tell.
Yeah.
But when they're in a crowd, it doesn't feel like they're in a crowd because there's only 7 people on set, maybe at most. But they piped in a lot of background noise, a lot of background like music or talking and stuff, and it made you feel like you were in a crowd if you were in that setting. So they did it for once. I thought audio effects did a pretty nice job, and that's not something I ever say. Usually, it's quite the opposite. But that shocking tribulation scene at the end, the green screen stuff. Technically, this was bad. This is a really bad technical movie. No offense. Watchable, absolutely. So much stuff, like you said. That the first. For me, I was overwhelmed by the number of characters in the first 30 minutes because there were so many. Yeah. But it didn't really matter. It made it fun. It made it I'm trying to keep track of it for like who's who, trying to keep track of who's on IMDb and who's the right person. And I'm seeing it through that lens for this project. But there's so many characters and so many things going on. There wasn't like a dull moment at all. So for an hour and 48 minutes, you're in.
4 pages of notes. I almost texted you this last night. I was 4 pages of notes. Some of it trying to just keep up. Going like, that's this character. Oh my gosh. This is, I was resolved, so at peace with the statement. This is the best, worst Christian movie I've seen to date. I mean, Black Easter was up there for a long time.
Oh boy. Yeah.
And I just feel like this one, for me, I loved it. Yeah. It was like somebody, and I don't want to say this too much because I don't want to be, it was like the technical issues you're saying. I'm going to say this. It's a little bit like a really entertaining storyteller telling a story that I know is probably not true. But it's so fun to listen to the story. Your rambling side trails are like constant, and like none of this is even really stacking up. And I'm not saying that to the legitimacy of the story. I genuinely have no idea. But that was the experience of watching this movie, which is like everybody had fun making this. You could tell people knew what they were doing with audio. There was a lot of good motion in the shots. Like this is a great B movie watch. Great.
Agreed. And even like, I'm anti cringe moments, and there were a couple. There was a couple with like the pastor, the head pastor, and how he was with his family and what his role was with the family. And that was real weird. And then even like the racist stuff, like you've got this racist bartender or whatever, and then so I thought at the beginning, okay, so we're gonna address this. We're gonna really talk about it. Yeah. And no, they have like a black friend and her mom or grandma that was there. Didn't really talk about it. Just moved on. And then we didn't really talk to that friend anymore either. So
Yeah.
she wasn't in the film.
Well, I think she might have been in like the Christian group a couple of times, but yeah, there was
Right,
too
but barely.
many.
But at the beginning, you see all this happening. You're like, oh, cool. There might be like a development here of this angle of the story. Like, this is pretty heavy because it could be a really terrible, like, tough moment. But Jesus freaks, we're really going after it. And no, we just.
I gotta just share it. So they walk in. He's like, you can't eat it here. You gotta go to the back. It's an awful like thing that really happened. And then there's this moment, like you say, where a worker comes over and goes, you shouldn't be doing that. Like, this isn't good. He's like, I don't want that kind of business. She's like, you need business. We don't have a lot of customers in here. And a lot of it's because of your attitude. End of scene. Never speak of it again.
Nope.
Another part of the movie, a character goes, what's going on over there? Pile of bras. Burning. Oh, going this way. Never speak of it again. I loved it. Cut nothing from the movie. Cut, in this particular case, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
It was just a chaotic blast. Jesus freaks. Just like the song was, really. That should have played at the end. They should have just said, sue us for the rights, DC Talk. Just as soon as she pointed to a pile of letters, by the way, people getting saved left, right, and center. And at the end, she goes, I don't know if it was worth it because of this. And she points to a pile of letters. You're like, I don't know if that's equal stakes, Joni, but I'm rocking with you. Take that rifle scholarship. Jesus freaks. I'm in love with it. Tim, thanks for watching that.
It's my pleasure.
That was a good time. Jesus Freaks 2. The people are calling for it. More bras, more fire. Only 2 notes. Whew, that was a great movie. Not about church camp, but a little bit about like a mission trip. If you have a Christian movie we need to watch, or you also want to watch Jesus Freaks and tell me how much you love it and you just want to talk more about it, please reach out to The Bible is Funny, at The Bible is Funny on Instagram, TikTok. Leave us a comment. Let us know what you think. If you like Christian B movies like I do, we need more comments on this one. This should have more than 4 comments. If you have a movie we should watch, please send it, and we will put it in our queue to watch it. We have a queue going. It's filled mostly with your suggestions. We will get to them. And in the meantime, thank you so much for listening to the podcast. I will throw out one last quick thing. If you haven't reviewed or rated the podcast yet, that's super helpful for our purposes here. So check that out. Also, the podcast shop is in the link if you want a hat or some of those things.
They've already left by now.
I hope they did. I hope they started watching the movie. That's the most important thing I'm here to say. Thank you so much for being here. Any last words from you, Tim, for the people?
I got nothing.
All right. We love you. Be back with another episode real soon. Talk to you then. Bye.
Bye.